Hello my beautiful butterflies, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Beverley and it's so lovely to see you today. In today's video I'm going to be talking about Hecate and my experiences working with her, so grab that cup of tea, let's get to it. I'll be honest with you, when I first started working with Hecate, I was a little bit confused as to why she wanted to work with me. And this is because most of the time when you come here on YouTube or you look on Instagram, for people who follow Hecate, they're usually darker witches. Like, I love wearing bright colours, as you can see, and I'm definitely somebody who dresses in a way that's really fun and light, and I'm like this bubbly fun person. I do have my intense side, but a lot of the time I'm just joking and laughing around. And most witches here on YouTube and in other places that work with Hecate are like goth. They usually wear very dark colours and they're very intense about working with this dark goddess, and don't get me wrong, she is a dark goddess. But something I've come across and learned from work, just from her wanting to work with me, is that these gods and goddesses aren't one thing. They're not just a dark goddess. They're not just a green god. They're not just one thing. We tend to like to put things into little baskets, into little boxes as human beings. That's how we get to know one another. We kind of go, oh, she fits in that box, and that box, and he fits in that box and that box. And we try to do that when we humanize our gods, but our gods are not humans. They're really not. And they are multidimensional, and they have so much more to offer than just one thing. And I think a lot of the time the people who work with Hecate and speak up and speak out about it are the darker witches. And I don't know why that is. Maybe someone can clue me in on that, I don't know. But when she first came to work with me, I was extremely confused and scared. I was scared. We all know she's a psychopomp who moves people from the living to the dead. When you want to work with her, you have to work a lot with the underworld, and I had lots of preconceived ideas about the underworld and about her, just who she was. The statues are very spiky points to them. She's usually seen as three things, and yet many of us only see her as one thing, and that's a dark, scary goddess who has everything to do with death. And I've come to realise by working with her, by opening up to work with her, that she is not just that. If you want to hear a different perspective about working with Hecate, if you're a bit afraid to work with her like I was, then keep watching, because I am really going out on a limb here. And I feel very nervous, because talking about working with a god of mine is one of the most popular goddesses to work with. If you look into witchcraft, like if I try and find something out about one of my other goddesses that I work with, Diana, it's really hard to find information about her. There are no books written about her, but you look up Hecate, there is so much overwhelming information. There are many, many books written about her, and so it can be easy to feel like she's just going to be this dark, scary goddess, because that's all people tend to talk about. You know, she loves to work with poisonous plants, and her even the animals she works with, there's like snakes and things. I was just terrified of working with her. And at that time I just started working with my ancestors, and I was already working with Archangel Michael and Diana, so I just worked with three gods. Diana and Hecate are very closely related anyway. There are lots of crossovers between them, and there are lots of ways that they work well together, which is great, but they do tend to team up on me sometimes. But Diana was a goddess that was helping me feel more beautiful, feel more connected and grounded in the now, and helping me to really call on myself for protection. Like the same with Archangel Michael, but Hecate comes along and I'm like, where's this woman coming from? Why does she want to work with me? What is happening? But at the time, I was terrified of spirits, terrified of ghosts. I didn't want any kind of psychic gifts that I had naturally and were really prominent when I was a child, and I was really terrified when things would come into my room. And I've always been scared of ghosts and scared of these like experiences. I couldn't even watch Most Haunted because I was too scared of it when when it was first out. I was like, no, I'm not watching that. It's no way, it's too scary, I won't sleep. So you're dealing with somebody who's really, really scared and really, really anxious, and that, if you do work with Hecate, might clue you in to why she stepped in to work with me. And honestly, I think it was because she wanted to help me connect deeper with my ancestors. I was very superficially connecting with my ancestors, but I was really scared of them coming to visit. I was trying to do meditations with them, and I was scared of someone touching me or something falling over or something happening that would really frighten me and take me out of it, and I just could never get deep into that relationship. And then I started working with Hecate, and I honestly think that she came to me because she guards the underworld, so she's that mediator between the dead and the living. And I thought to myself, if I'm going to say yes to working with this woman, I need to really be open. I need to be open and honest with my fears, because I hid them away a lot. I need to be open, I need to be honest, and I need to be willing to do what is asked of me. After 2 years with working with Hecate now, I'm not really afraid of ghosts, and I've kind of been reading more about getting my psychic powers back. And don't get me wrong, I did a course when I first started stepping into my witchcraft, and it was about how to become psychic, and I've done a couple of videos about that, so I'll leave links down below. But yeah, anytime I spoke about ghosts and psychic and anything like that, I'd become really frightened, and I'm not anymore. She's helped me to become brave. My experience with Hecate has been nothing but nurturing and kind, and really this like gentle mother energy, this kind of go on, you can do it kind of energy. And it wasn't what I expected, but then I think she does have this motherly quality to her. Quite often she would be called on for protection of the home, and somebody who people had little shrines to her in their houses and things. So when I think about it, it makes sense for her to be a very loving, kind goddess who wants to connect with us because they want to bring out the best in us. Me being afraid of spirit, me being afraid of ghosts, and being afraid of psychic abilities wasn't going to get me anywhere. It really wasn't. It was just holding me back. And I've done many videos about working with ancestors, and I kind of stopped doing that because I've been concentrating more on trying to become braver. And this has really come from really pushing myself. When I'm out and about, I make sure that I talk to people. I try and be more open when people try and talk to me. Ordered my own food at a restaurant recently, and those of you who don't deal with anxiety will probably be like, so what? But these small things that I'm doing every day, like getting dressed in pretty outfits every day, even though I have chronic illnesses and I can't work, these small things all help me be bolder and more self-assured and more confident. And my experience with Hecate has been nothing but a kind, loving hand and encouragement, and I often feel like my three gods work together. I feel like Archangel Michael is the sword and the shield, the one that walks ahead of me and moves everyone out the way who shouldn't be in my life. He's the one who cuts cords as I pass and stops me being afraid, because I know he's right there. He's protecting me, and he always has. Diana is the one who gives me confidence and helps me to feel less afraid, but in a different way to Hecate. And this is what I'm talking about when I say that they work together a lot. They often, when I'm pulling cards in the morning for each of them to give me a message, their two messages work together. It's just been a wonderful experience. And nothing like a lot of other people's experiences with like dark rituals and black candles and dark imagery, and it's just, I don't know if this is making sense. I hope it is. Husband, is this making any sense?
Yes, perfect sense, baby. I understand.
So what I'm trying to say is that if you are afraid, working with Hecate is a wonderful way to be bold. It's a wonderful way to remember to watch your backs, to look all around you, to be present, to be grounded, but also to remember that we are spiritual beings and one day we will die and we will pass, and Hecate will look after us. She's looking after us now. And I think sometimes we think of the gods as being separate to our lives and we work with one or two gods. I'm starting to really realise that we work with all of them every day. All these energies come into our lives every day and we work with them all in so many different ways. And it's inspiring to know that although Hecate is this dark goddess who is very much advertised in modern culture as this big scary dark goddess. I read a book, it was a pagan portal about, it was like a dedication to Hecate, something like that. I'll put the cover up here and I'll leave a link to the book down below. It was wonderfully written, but it was more like reading someone's journal entries rather than reading a book. It didn't really tell me much about Hecate other than she's really scary. And it was things like going to the underworld where everything's cracked and dead and post-apocalyptic. And whenever I have done meditations or journeyed down to the underworld, it's been this really cozy little cave world with forestry everywhere, and it's been really cozy and lovely and lit up with candles and fires, and my ancestors have loved being there and I've loved visiting them there. It's not been this scary, harrowing place. And I can't even say it's our preconceived ideas of these gods and goddesses that state how we receive them or how they appear to us. I think it's more that they show the face that they know we need to see. And I would be frightened off and never do another meditation with her if she came to me in this post-apocalyptic world where everything was dead and showed me her dressed in black with a shawl covering her skeletal face. I'd be like, I'm out of here. It would frighten the life out of me. And so I think if you're able to take that sort of imagery and to you that seems really cool, I'm sure she'll appear to you like that. But for me, she's never appeared like that. She's always been more energy rather than her full figure. Maybe that's because she knows her full figure would frighten me. I don't know. But she's always just been this warm energy around me, just encouraging me and asking me to move on, asking me to try, go on, give it a try. And she's really got me thinking of things that I want to do that I never would have thought of before, like scrying in a mirror. Like I was thinking about scrying in a mirror the other week, and I know my friend tried scrying in a mirror and she saw something so scary that she doesn't even like looking. She like keeps all her mirrors covered now in her house. I just don't get that energy from her. And I would love to hear, if you work with Hecate, what you think and how your experience has gone, because my experience has been lovely and encouraging and loving. I am saying, yes, she does have her intense dark side, but she also has this lovely motherly energy that will definitely help you and support you if you need to work through long-term fears, or if there's parts of your witchcraft that you want to go into and you're afraid to do so. She can help you. She will push you to try things that you never thought you would try and to do things that you never thought you would do, but not in some scary, you must go forth, like out of Lord of the Rings or something. It's more kind energy of, you know, you need to take more steps, you need to stop being in your comfort zone and take a step forwards and move into a different era. And I definitely feel there's a lot of change in my life at the moment, in my witchcraft practice as well, and I can do a video all about that if you would like. Let me know in the comments. Where I'm changing, I'm growing, and it feels really exciting. I feel excited about my practice at the moment. There's a lot of things going on. There's a lot of things that I've been really frightened to do for a while, and now I'm really excited to try it out. So it'd be interesting to see how the next year with Hecate goes. But so far I've been loving working with her, and I hope I will always get to work with her because her energy is so cool, and I know that by working with her I'm going to knock down boundaries that have been holding me back, things that I've been doing because of fear, because of my anxiety disorder, because of my mental health, because of my physical health, that I think I can't do or I shouldn't do or whatever it is. She's helping me to see that my boundaries are there for a reason, because obviously I work with Archangel Michael, but also they could be holding me back. And in those places, she's helping me and encouraging me to step forward, to be more open, to be more willing to learn and grow. And it's exciting, and I encourage you, if you've been afraid, to work with Hecate. And I really hope that this video makes sense to you and that you enjoyed it. If you did, don't forget to leave it a like, comment and subscribe. That way I will know, and the YouTubiverse will know that you enjoyed it, and it will share it out just that little bit more. I also have a Ko-fi and a Patreon. Links are down below. A huge thank you to everybody who's supported me this far. I love you all. You are the best, and you definitely keep me going here on the channel. Much love to everyone. I hope you have a wonderful magical week, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.